Welcome to the Canterbury Festival Young Musicians Bursary Competition of 2020. I'm standing here in the Great Hall of Kent College, awaiting an exciting evening of music making by some outstanding musicians who will be competing for the award of the Canterbury Festival Foundation Bursary. And this will provide opportunities for them throughout the coming year, both financial in terms of other support and in terms of opportunities for music making in the Canterbury district. But because this is 2020, I'm standing here on my own, because this year we have to bring the bursary competition to you in a different way. This year we're recording the competition and bringing it to you online through the Canterbury Festival's website. Over 4 evenings we will introduce our 4 senior finalists, and on the 5th evening we will introduce the junior finalist, the one to watch, as well as announcing the winner of the overall competition. Even though some things are different this year, some things remain the same, even though we're not able to socialise perhaps in the way that we usually do. But there's no doubt that music, like many other art forms, contains within it a creative spark that nourishes the soul. And one of the things that we're trying to do this year is to make sure that that spark carries forward into future years, so that our young musicians have the opportunity to be part of the creative life of Canterbury, to make wonderful music and to carry that spark on into the future. We hope that this will continue for a long time as we have supported this in the past. This year, perhaps more particularly, I'm enormously grateful to all those people who have provided support to our young musicians, parents, teachers and other supporters who've nurtured those students along throughout the year in these difficult times. I'm also very grateful to our judges for the competition this year, David Flood, Alistair Hume, Chris Price and Julian Ross, and thank them for undertaking the task with us. So let's sit back and enjoy some outstanding music making as part of the Canterbury Festival Young Musician Bursary Competition of 2020.
Thank you very much. You know that I have 3 little questions for you now, and I expect you're probably ready for these. So your first question is this. To what do you owe your success thus far in music, which has brought you to the audition today?
I think there are lots of factors that have given me, that I can attribute to, such as, well, the first one is that I'm actually incredibly lucky to be born into an environment where access to music is so readily available. I can go to Junior Trinity. I live in an area where it's easy for me to get there. My secondary school supports musicians. It offers music GCSE, it offers music A-level. I also attribute it to my friends and family who, tolerate me constantly missing meetups, constantly filling the house with practice, getting annoyed, getting grumpy. They tolerate me and they support me and they encourage me nonetheless. And I also attribute it to myself, I guess, me and my hard work. I've sacrificed a lot for what I love. I love music, and I love playing piano, and I love playing viola as well. So I also attribute it to the hours of practice I've put in, as well as my family and luck.
Thank you very much. And your second question is, what message would you pass to someone perhaps 5 years younger than you who really enjoys making music?
I'd pass more than one message, but the 2 main ones are, number 1, always stay open and keep listening. And that could mean lots of things, I realise. So what I mean by that is to be open to new possibilities and be open to new types of music, opportunities that your teachers give you, that your friends give you, to play in ensembles and on your own, solo performances, because you're still growing. You change as a musician, and you've obviously found what you love to do in music, but as you grow, you might change, and so you don't want to close any doors for yourself. So just enjoy the variety of music that's ahead of you. And by keep listening, I mean, listen to your teachers, listen to your friends, perform for them, because there's such a diversity of people out there. You're going to get so many different opinions that you can incorporate into your playing and make it well-rounded. The second message that I'd pass is, don't be afraid to not be the best. Obviously, it feels amazing when you come out on top, or when maybe you got the highest mark in your exam, as opposed to someone else. But it also feels amazing to be surrounded by those who have more experience than you and who you admire, because it keeps you motivated, definitely gives you a bit of a kick when you realise, I'm not quite as good as I thought. It's very motivating. Instead of being afraid to not be the best, I'd say be afraid of not giving your best. Give your all to everything you do, because then you won't have any regrets at the end of the day. You will have known, I've done everything that I can do. If something doesn't work out, it's not my fault, because I couldn't have done any more.
Thank you. And your third question is, what do you see yourself doing musically in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, if I follow the kind of conventional route of going straight into university from year 13, 3 or 4 years in university, I will be either in final year or graduating. So I'm fresh out with a new degree, feeling very good. And musically, I think despite the degree I take, music will always have a place in my life, and it will always be very significant, including playing the piano. I'd want to be performing in solo concerts, in chamber music, in anything, because I do love music. But on top of this, I'd want to be raising more awareness and making music more accessible to those who aren't as lucky as me, who haven't been born in this area where I can easily get to music. I'd want to maybe host workshops in primary schools to introduce music from a young age, because I had the privilege of that. Some people don't. I'd want to host workshops, I want to have talks, and I just want to generally spread the music community to areas who can't access it as easily as me.
Jessica, thank you very much indeed.